What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Alrighty, we have HighLine Designz Pro Late Models on track here again for another Tuesday night of racing action. Tell you what, Dad, going to be quite the track shift going from a small track like Cedar Lake to big, open, wide Knoxville here tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's you couldn't you couldn't get two tracks that are more different. This track, you never know exactly where the fastest way around is going to be. It could be right on the bottom, on the top. Track is never quite the same. It's another track that kind of reminds me of Volusia in that way. But looking at this leaderboard, Dave McGovern continues to be the hot lap heroes. He sets atop the leaderboard again here in the hot laps also.
Yeah, he's really started to get these cars working pretty good for him. He just continues to not have the luck in the future. I mean, we saw Cedar Lake last week. He kind of, his night was over on lap 1 there after that incident there at the front of the field on that stacked up start. So maybe looking for a little bit of vengeance here tonight. We know that Knoxville has a lot of room, so maybe a lot of room to maneuver tonight for him and try and put himself in a better position.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see some of these other guys getting up here towards the top of the leaderboard. And these, I know it's just hot laps, but like lap times lately, you see guys like Dave McGovern, Larry Hess, Dave Riesager getting up there towards the top, and it gives them some hope there when you got your guys that seem to be fast week in and week out, like Harrison, Mayo, and Joyner, who are a little bit farther down the board. But I know hot laps are a lot different than feature, but it definitely gives these guys hope. They know they got speed in the car, and it gives them some momentum going into the heat races and into the features.
Yeah, definitely. We saw Action Jacks. He picked up, I do believe, his first ever heat race win with the HighLine Designz Pro Late Models here when we were here earlier in the year at Knoxville. So just a little bit of a track that kind of these guys have a chance to start up front, be a little bit quicker. As this track transitions, try and hold them off 60 laps here tonight for your HighLine Designz Pro Late Models. And I tell you what, I did have a talk with a guy who has a couple wins this year. That's going to be Sandbag and Smeal in the 13 machine. He's your points leader. But he said he's got a car on dig here tonight, and he's not going to be pulling the bags of sand with him. So we'll see how that checks out here tonight.
Yeah, we'll see here. One more win, and he's going to be forced to move up into the super lates, and now we're making fun of him, saying he's sandbagging as he hasn't had a win here in a while. But we'll see. He says he's got a car on dig, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely just a little joke have there with the drivers. All these drivers, high competition, and just trying to, he's had a little bit of off weeks here. He's been looking for some speed tonight. He got to talk to him down there in the pits and said he feels pretty good about the car he has, and we'll see what he can do here tonight.
Another guy I want to talk about is he's in the session, but he hasn't yet to make a lap. He was having some issues with his mic, but I also see he had a packet loss, which could be some connection problems and some mechanical failures. Kirk Hesses, who has yet to make a lap, but we're down to 4 minutes left here in hot laps. So keep an eye on him and see if he's able to get the gremlins worked out of that car and get back up in here for our heat races here this evening.
Oh my goodness, the rap guy for Dave Riesinger is never not on call week in and week out. I think we're having a little marathon here at the end of the year, because tonight we've got a lime green 72 machine with a yellow roll cage. So not exactly something you see every day, but he's got that car standing out bright here tonight. So there's no excuse for anybody saying they didn't see him, because they definitely saw that lime green machine as he rolls right now third quick in hot laps.
You're right. He definitely keeps that rap guy busy. And man, I wish I had the money he spends on wraps to be able to put in my car. But hey, the guy's got it. He can spend it, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's got it. He's got a good sponsor under him, and guess if you're not footing the bill, you might as well let her hang out. So he keeps his car looking fresh.
Even buying new wheels to match every week in and week out. So impressive.
There's your driver that's going to have to start at the tail of the field once again here tonight in the 42H machine. That's Dennis Harrison III. He's clicked off a couple of wins here. He's one win away also, I do believe, from finding himself in a little bit of a pickle with brother Blaze Harrison, as they'll have to figure out how they're going to be able to put two cars in Super, or what's going to happen there. So
they got a whole summer to figure it out. They may have to come up with find some sponsors and come up with another car to run and see. Right now they just swap out engines and share the steering wheel. But
definitely hope to see both those drivers back next year.
Minutes left here, and Kirk has still not able to make the call. Hopefully they're scrambling and find his way here before we have to line up for the heat race. And if not, maybe he can tail the field of the feature because he is in here. He would be able to tail the field of the feature even if he does not make the call for the heat races.
What that 98 machine Larry has, I mean, he just gets. I just feel like that driver gets a little bit overlooked each week. But I tell you what, I think he's really racked up some solid finishes throughout this season. Hasn't been able to find himself in victory lane quite yet this year, but he's picked up some pretty good podiums and really been kind of knocking on the door, quick and hot laps. A lot of times, good speed in the heat race, and kind of just hangs around in that top 5 all night. Come feature time, and just I don't know, kind of an under the radar driver in that 98 machine.
It's definitely been an up and down year this year as they swapped out shops from Frenchfield to Clearfield, so it's been a little bit of a transition for him, I think, and he was pretty busy. He wasn't able to do as much testing in the off season as he might wanted to, but seems to be getting his feet back under him here lately. He's, like you said, he's had some pretty strong runs there, and might be able to come back next year full force and maybe be a contender. But either way, like you said, definitely I think I've seen some improvement here as of late.
Definitely, as we've got about 5 seconds left in practice, so we're going to get ready to turn them loose here for heat race action as the checker flag comes out for hot laps. As we'll see where the pill draw shakes these fellows out. David McGovern definitely looking to start towards the front of a heat race, try and put himself on the front row, maybe get away from some early calamity in the feature, and see if he can have a run at it here tonight. Oh my. I spoke it into existence.
Kirkess will miss his pole starting position with more gremlins hurting that team as he would have been starting on a pole this race. That'll move Dave Riesinger up on the pole. So go ahead and start us out, Tyler.
Yeah, definitely tough break there for the 46th machine of Kirkess coming off a strong podium run. He's going to miss his heat race here, see if he can get it turned up. But that's going to benefit the 72 machine of Dave Riesinger on the pole. This one in that 72 machine, that's going to be Dave Riesinger. He's out of DuBois, Pennsylvania. Outside of him is going to be the other Dave in the 157. That's going to be Dave McGovern out of Curwensville, Pennsylvania.
Starting third at 116. He hails out of DuBois. That'll be Mike Anderson. And outside of him, last week's feature winner in the 42H, that'll be Dennis Harrison III. Dennis Harrison, he is out of Allegheny, New York. So one of those guys that are not even from the state of Pennsylvania making a trip down there week in and week out. So we appreciate that.
Alrighty, so we're going to have a battle of the days here on the front row of this one. We'll see who can come out on top. We've seen that bottom line can be pretty good, but that outside usually pretty hammered down in the heat races. We're going to see these two are going to settle it. Pace truck lights are off. He's going to get ready to duck to the infield. Dave Riesinger, he leads them. He controls the pace, looking for the green flag here out of turn number 4. Green flag, they'll fire off down into turns 1 and 2. Good start for the 157 machine. Will get a little bit tight on the cushion. Hold on to it. Riesinger, good bite on the bottom. Here comes McGovern back to the outside, down the back straightaway. They'll go wheel to wheel down into turn number 3. Side by side into turn number 3. Riesinger going to have to maybe get on the binders. David McGovern, he'll shoot to the lead. McGovern will lead now. Lap number 1, he'll roll down into turns 1 and 2. Dave Riesinger, he falls back to second. Mike Anderson, feet under him, back to third. Harrison, he runs fourth right now as we work lap number 2. Mike Anderson trying to roll that bottom run up to the back end of the 72 machine, but he's got Harrison on his back end here. He'll look to the outside quarter panel of Mike Anderson. Harrison only running 4 points right now, as he will have to start tail of the field no matter what. So he tries to take a peek to the outside of Mike Anderson. Mike Anderson will shut the door on the 42H machine. We jump back up front to the 157 of Dave McGovern. He tries to run through that slick. Dave Riesinger kind of getting it rolling up on the cushion. Here comes Riesinger. Good run down the back straightaway for Dave Riesinger. He'll roll into turn number 3. Try to grab a little bit more. He'll look to the inside off of turn number 4. McGovern trying to protect. Now Riesinger, he'll roll through the middle this time. Try and take a peek to the inside left rear quarter panel off of turn number 2. Not going to make it happen. He'll fall in line. Dave McGovern trying to pick up a heat race win here tonight at Knoxville. He'll rip the lip off of turn number 4. Riesinger trying to go on the attack. He loses a little bit there. McGovern now up on that cushion where everybody wants to go. Riesinger pedaling hard. Does he have enough to try and complete a pass? Single file through the field. McGovern, your leader, trying to start pole here tonight at Knoxville for 60. 2 laps to go for McGovern. Riesinger trying to give it one last ditch effort. He grabs a handful of cushion down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Smeal racing Designz. White flag one more time around for David McGovern to pick up a heat race win here with the HighLine Designz Pro Late Models. They'll roll down into turns 1 and 2. Riesinger pedaling hard. Isn't going to be enough. Down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, David McGovern has enough of a gap. He will win heat race number 1 with the HighLine Designz Pro Late Models tonight at Knoxville. Second's going to go to Dave Riesinger. Third to Mike Anderson. And fourth to Dennis Harrison. So like we were talking about earlier, maybe looking for a little bit better starting spot. He gets it here tonight. David McGovern will start on the pole.
I do believe that should be his first pole start of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
I do believe that will be his first pole start of the Action Jackson follows him up.
Oh, but you imagine that, Action Jackson. Oh, we got some heavy hitters in here there. Jackson's gonna have his hands full.
Well, we'll take a look here on the pole of this one. In the 80J machine, coming off a heat race win last time we were here. That's going to be Action Jackson out of Grampian, Pennsylvania, Kevin Jackson. Outside of him, out of Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania, in the 13 machine, that's your points leader. That's going to be Jonathan Smeal.
Inside your second row, and the number 98, talking about him a little bit ago, getting better every week, will be Larry Hess. He's out of Clearfield. Outside him in the 1-star, that'll be Colton Joyner out of DuBois.
Rounding out your field in the 77 machine, that's going to be Bad News Brady. Nathan Brady out of Hyde, Pennsylvania in the 77 machine. Alrighty, that is your heat race lineup here for HighLine Designz. Heat race number 2. We'll see how this one filters out. Action Jackson is able to pick up a heat race win, his only heat race win here with the series. When we were here at Knoxville, Jonathan Smeal trying to start towards the front here tonight in the 13 machine. Colton Joyner, he's looking for a little bit better run here tonight. Finished 8th, I do believe, last week, trying to put himself in a better position. Larry Hess loves these smooth, slick racetracks. We'll see what he has. Nathan Brady trying to break through here tonight in the 77 machine. We're getting ready to turn him loose here out of turn number 4. Action Jackson, he controls the pace. Down the front straightaway, we're green. Good start for Action Jackson. He might be able to take a peek there to the inside of Jonathan Smeal. Going to throw a little bit of a slide job up into the middle. Smeal going to try to roll around the outside. Jackson gets a good bite off the bottom. They'll go side by side, wheel to wheel. They'll roll her down into 3. Jackson off the gas. That's going to let Smeal shoot around the outside. Here comes Colton Joyner trying to go with them. Will he leave a lane? He'll leave a lane. Jackson has Colton Joyner to his right side quarter panel right now. Joyner, he'll grab a handful of the cushion down the back straightaway. Jackson trying to hold him off. Joyner to the outside. Jonathan Smeal now finds himself on the point. Little slide job there from Action Jackson. Joyner going to try and cut down. Joyner to the inside of Jackson now. He'll return the favor slide job from Colton Joyner up across the racetrack. He'll grab the cushion down the back straightaway. Jackson gets loose off of turn number 2. That'll let Joyner slip into that second place position. Now going to work on the inside. A little bit of a push there from the 98 machine. He'll hold onto it. Brady to the inside. Up front, these drivers continue to use that cushion. Jonathan Smeal looking to start outside front row here tonight in the 13 machine. Colton Joyner now back under pressure from Action Jackson. Jackson will take a look to the inside. Clean, hard racing out of turn number 4. Jackson leads him a lane. Low roller down into turns 1 and 2. Joyner on the cushion. Jackson trying to catfish around the berm. Off of turn number 2. He'll fall in line. Nathan Brady trying to throw the right rear up in front of the 98 machine. They'll still go to battle. Jackson back to the inside of Colton Joyner into turns 1 and 2. He'll slide up, leave a lane for the 1-star machine. Good racing here at Knoxville. Action Jackson will roll back through the center, keeps the car straight, cuts it off for the 1-star machine. He'll lose a little bit of ground there. 2 laps to go here for Action Jackson to try and make a move. Now he'll go up to the cushion, get a good bite off of turn number 2. Out front trying to walk away from the rest of the competition here tonight in the 13 machine. That's going to be Jonathan Smeal. Smeal Racing Designz white flag one more time around for Jonathan Smeal. Down the back straightaway for the final time here in heat race number 2. Into turns 3 and 4. Jonathan Smeal, he'll pick up heat race number 2 with the HighLine Designz Pro Late Model. Second place at the line is going to be Colton Joyner. Third to Action Jackson. Fourth, Larry Hess. And fifth, Nathan Brady. So we will roll them here for warm up here. These guys get their setups ready to go here as we get ready to turn them loose. 60 laps here at Knoxville. First pole award for that driver of the 157 of David McGovern. Outside of him is going to be your points leader of Jonathan Smeal. So this could be an interesting one. Dave McGovern trying to pick up his first ever Instigators feature win. Jonathan Smeal trying to pick up his 6th of the year. Alrighty, we will start to get them staged here on pit lane to get them ready to go 60 laps here tonight. Those drivers will filter in. Kirk Cass, we'll see if he can make the call.
Sorry about that. Lost my internet for a little bit.
Wondered where you went. Saw you click out there just for a little bit, but luckily you got her back. Hopefully that doesn't happen later tonight for you, bud.
Yeah, I hope not. See if I can get back into this race. Might have to set her off the sidelines.
Should let you get back in here as we get ready. I'll start us off here. Get us through the lineup here while you get back in here. On the pole, this one, his first career pole here with the Instigators in the 157 machine. That's going to be David McGovern out of Curwensville, Pennsylvania in that 157 machine. first ever pole award for David McGovern out of Kernsville, PA. Outside of him in the 13 machine, your points leader, that's going to be Jonathan Smeal. He's out of Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania. Inside row number 2 in the 72 machine, that's going to be Dave Riesinger out of DuBois, Pennsylvania. Outside him in a 1-star machine, a little bit better starting spot here tonight. That's going to be Colton Joyner out of DuBois, Pennsylvania also. Inside row number 3 in the 116 machine, that's going to be Mike Anderson. Mike Anderson out of DuBois, Pennsylvania. Outside him in the 80J, that's going to be Action Jackson out of Grampian, Pennsylvania. Inside row number 3 in the 42H machine, that's going to be Dennis Harrison III. He has to start tail here tonight. Outside of him in the 98 machine, that's going to be Larry Hess out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. And rounding out your field in the 77 machine, that's going to be Bad News Brady, Nathan Brady. Pace truck looking to go off. The 42H of Dennis Harrison. He'll go to the tail here tonight. Came from Allegheny, New York, trying to come from all the way to the back of the field as we get ready to turn him loose here out of turn number 4. Green flag down into turns 1 and 2. McGovern maybe tried. Oh, there's a little bit of checkups throughout the field. Jordan had to check up. Smeal had to check up. McGovern trying to leave a lane to the outside for Jordan Smeal. They'll go 2 by 2 down into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, does Smeal have enough to try and roll around the outside? McGovern a little bit twitchy there. He throws a right rear up in front of Smeal. Here comes Dave Riesinger to the inside now. He's trying to use that momentum as the fireworks go off there side by side for the lead. Still up front here. McGovern rolls the bottom. Smeal trying to roll around the outside. Now McGovern's let Smeal take that outside momentum along with Colton Joyner to the outside. Now Riesinger, he's going to jump up. Contact between Harrison and Anderson. Back there, they lean on each other out of turn number 2. McGovern maybe, is he going to try and slip up to the outside here? Is he going to try and conserve his equipment around the bottom? Jonathan Smeal, he'll lead right now off of turn number 4. McGovern still leaves the lane for Riesinger. Riesinger will bang the boards. Harrison catches a handful of the fence. There goes the spoiler. Spoiler damage on the 42H machine. Heavy damage. Heavy damage on the 42H machine. He'll drop like a fly. We'll see if there's a caution flag for him. No caution right now, but he has no spoiler on that 42H machine. Back up front, Jonathan Smeal leads. Colton Joyner hard on his tail. Third place, Dave Riesinger now as he rolls around the outside. There's the caution flag. Do believe that is going to be debris for Dennis Harrison, the third. No spoiler on that machine. So he'll find his way to the elevated outdoors hot pit to try and get that put back on. We'll take a look back here. Just kind of saw him grab that wall a little bit hard there. Riesinger, he got close to it, and Harrison, he just grabbed it way too aggressively here. Cedar Lake, maybe a little bit more forgiving. Knoxville, not so much as it rips that spoiler off and did even a lot more damage. You can see the smoke trail from the 42H machine as that car was severely damaged from that contact. And as we know, Knoxville a big believer in the aerodynamics, so we'll see how that bent up spoiler is going to be. It looks like they're going to get it put back on there, but with a bent up rear end with that car. He had damage at Cedar Lake, but this track just so much more aero dependent. We will have to see, as it looked like that wall is already claiming some, as Larry Hess also bent up right rear spoiler. But he will stay out on the racetrack. Out front in this one now.
That'll be the caution will definitely be charged to Harrison, as you're only allowed to get so many charged to you, and that'll get charged to him for the debris and for the spoiler getting replaced. Just throw that out there.
So Jonathan Smeal, he will be your leader now in the 13 machine, all out by himself. Looks like the one-star Colton Joyner, he's going to pick that high line. He'll go to the outside here on this restart. Inside of him is going to be the 72 machine of Dave Riesinger. Back to fourth place, going to be David McGovern from that pole starting spot. Mike Anderson outside of him. Those are your front 3 rows. As Harrison will make his way back out, that car looks pristine. Looks like a brand new race car. So I don't know if they
got a good pit crew.
Criminy, they do got a good pit crew. They put that sucker together right now. Just, it's not pristine. He's got a little left side door damage, but I tell you what, they got that spoiler looking straight. So we'll see. Maybe not as much damage as we thought. Jonathan Smeal, he'll fire out of turn number 4. We're green here at Knoxville. Down in turns 1 and 2. Riesinger, he takes advantage. He'll jump up quick there. He knows where he wants to be up on that outside cushion. He'll grab a handful. Mike Anderson trying to take advantage. He'll look to the inside here off of turn number 2. Side by side, wheel to wheel for that back road powder coating podium position right now out of turn number 4. Anderson's going to have to leave a lane. Riesinger back around him. Side by side behind them between Bad News Brady and David McGovern. Oh, the spoiler looked like it was just about to go again for the 42H machine as he's flirting with disaster. Back up front, Jonathan Spiel, a little bit of a gap now after that restart on Colton Joyner. He runs second, side by side for third right now. Riesinger still has it by half a car length. McGovern now, he has his feet back under him. He'll roll the cushion here in the 157 machine, trying to grab up to the outside, maybe try to take a peek to the outside of Anderson. He'll grab a huge push there, he's in the wall. McGovern catches a handful of guardrail there off of turn number 4, will stay green. Smeal still leads. Joyner runs second now. Third place, Dave Riesinger. Mike Anderson, he falls back in line to fourth right now. McGovern. Last car in the top 5 right now. Harrison's got his feet back on him. He runs 6th right now. We'll roll them down into turns 3 and 4. We work lap number 10, a 6th of the way through tonight's feature event for the HighLine Designz Pro Late Models. Jonathan Smill, he still leads over Colton Joyner. Dave Riesinger now. Here comes David McGovern working for 4th on the inside of Mike Anderson. Good battle back there. McGovern, he'll fall back in line now. Harrison trying to grab a little bit more than the next guy, but this track hammered down right now around the cushion. We'll roll him off of turn number 2 now down the back straightaway. Back up front, Colton Joyner has caught your leader in the 13 machine. Colton Joyner trying to go to work for the lead here tonight at Knoxville. Colton Joyner rolling just a little bit lower, maybe through that middle, trying to just cut this track a little bit shorter than Jonathan Smeal. He'll roll it down into turn number 3, gets a good run on the left rear quarter panel of Jonathan Smeal. He'll tuck in line for now. Smeal has a little bit better run off the corner, but Colton Joyner is there for any little mistake. Jonathan Smeal, Colton Joyner, they'll go wheel to wheel. Down Joyner all the way out to the cushion to get a big run down the front straightaway. Joyner back up to that cushion. He'll use that right rear, try and get a big run. Now Jonathan Smeal trying to use that line that he was using to his advantage, try and pull away here. Smeal, he'll tuck back a little bit lower now, right above that slick. Riesinger getting everything it's worth back there in third. He's got Anderson and McGovern on his tail. They all want that back road powder coating podium position right now as we work it off of turn number 2. Mike Anderson takes a peek to the inside of Riesinger getting into 3. McGovern going to try and capitalize. He'll look to the outside off of turn number 4. That door got to stay open for now, but can't quite get there. They'll run side by side for third right now. Anderson to the inside of Riesinger off of turn 2. Is Anderson maybe cooking up a slide job here down into turn number 3? He won't. He'll slide door to door. Now McGovern going to try and slip to the outside of Anderson here. They'll close the door. Mike Anderson now going to try and slip back. He'll slip back in line. Here comes a 157 with a big cut down. Good move from Dave McGovern. He's going to look to the inside of Mike Anderson now for 4th. Huge 2-car slide job for David McGovern.
Oh,
2-car slide job. Wow, that was a clean slide. They're making contact there. 3-1 for the podium spot. McGovern around the outside of both of them. Down the back straightaway. Wow, that was a power move from the 157. Does Anderson throw it back?
That was impressive.
That was impressive. Wow.
That was impressive.
What a move. They're still battling for that 3rd place position, but we've got a battle for the lead here. Colton Joyner to the inside of Jonathan Smeal. I'm glad we caught that live. What a move from the 157. I thought maybe he was cooking up a slider. He threw 2 for 1. 2 White Castles and 1 out of turn number 4. Now Colton Joyner, he'll go to work for the lead here on Jonathan Smeal. They'll go side by side off of turn number 2. Joyner will leave the lane. Little bit of right side romance into turn number 3. Can we see a slide job from Joyner? He'll slide up in front of the 13 machine. Jonathan Smeal, he'll cut down here off of turn number 4. He'll look to the inside. Can we see it thrown back? Draw to the Spiel. He'll leave a lane. Joyner, he'll have to readjust. He'll rip right around the outside. They're side by side now into 3. Now we might see the slide job engaged. Draw to the Spiel. He elects to just kind of roll that bottom. Joyner try to get that momentum built back up. He will there off of turn number 4. He'll have the lead at the line. Spiel back to the inside. Spiel just not enough bite to get up off of turn number 2. Colton Joyner now leads here at Knoxville. Jonathan Spiel back to second. Third place, David McGovern. He's ripping the limb, trying to go to the front. After a huge power move there in the 157 machine. Keep your eyes glued on that machine, as he's got a hot rod here tonight as we work lap 24 down the back straightaway. Colton Joyner now leads your feature event here at Knoxville. Jonathan Spiel, he slipped back to second. McGovern, he was back to 5th early in this one. Now he runs in that back road powder coating podium position. No podiums on the year yet, so having a good night right now in the 157. Mike Anderson, he's back in 4th. 5th place, that's going to be Dennis Harrison the 30. He's worked up to 5th right now. Only one oval track specialties caution so far in this one, as we keep them clean and green right now. Harrison all over the back end of the 116. Trying to make a charge to the front. Here comes David McGovern. He's tracked down the 13 machine of Jonathan Spiel. After a huge slide job, he's got to be feeling pretty confident here. How does he get around the 13 machine?
He needs to remember, if he would just remember that cut down that he had in this corner right here, the run he got, he ought to try that again on the 13.
We'll see what he cooks up here. So he's now to the back bumper of the 13 machine of Jonathan Spiel. He'll look to the inside out of turn number 4. Dave McGovern inside of the 13 machine. Can we see a slide jump? Slide jump from the 157 of McGovern. He'll slide up to the cushion. He'll turn the car off the cushion side by side down the back straightaway. Jonathan Spiel, does he return the favor? Jonathan Spiel, he'll roll around the bottom side, doesn't leave a lane for McGovern off of 4. He does. McGovern to the outside now. Does Jonathan Spiel throw the slide job back into turns 1 and 2? Yes, he will. Jonathan Spiel, he'll slide up. They're both catching Colton Joyner in the 1 star now. Now McGovern back to the inside. Does he throw a Hail Mary here? He'll leave a lane. Out of turn number 4. McGovern leads a lane outside of Jonathan Spiel. Now we might see the slide job come back. He'll slide to the middle. He'll leave a lane. Good clean racing from the 157 and 13 machine of Jonathan Spiel. They're side by side. McGovern, he'll strive deep into turn number 3. Out of turn 4. Spiel's going to take a dip back to the outside. Dennis Harrison now back up to third. Right side romance there. A little bit of rubbing, but he'll leave him the lane. Good, hard racing. McGovern trying to roll the inside. Colton Joyner now in frame. McGovern leaves a lane for the 13 machine of Jonathan Spiel. These two side by side right now. Harrison trying to throw his hat in the ring and join the party. Off at turn number 2. Good bite for Dave McGovern. Can he throw a slide job here, getting into 3? I think he has one cooking up. No, he'll leave a lane again. Not comfortable with that one. Harrison trying to find a way around the outside. That door gonna close. Harrison had to back out of the gas there. As that door closed, David McGovern looked like he had something there for Spiel. Now he'll try and come back with a different attack. We are over halfway in this one. Harrison now runs in 4th. McGovern in front of him. Jonathan Spiel runs 2nd. Colton Joyner out in front of them. All these drivers on the cushion. Harrison takes a peek to the inside for the 3rd. He'll join the 157 there. He'll leave a lane now. He'll get out of the gas. Forfeit that position. Good hard racing here. As we roll back into turn number 3, Harrison, he'll try and go back to work, try and find a little bit better way around the 157 machine. Now Spiel tries to duck low here, maybe trying to look for a little bit of a different line. Here comes McGovern with the full head of steam. They'll roll him off at turn number 4 here. Colton Joyner, your leader. McGovern, he runs 3rd right now to Jonathan. Spiel catches the wall, getting in there. Can McGovern take a peek to the inside? McGovern, he'll try a little bit of a cut down there. He'll get a good bite off for turn number 2. Not going to be able to make anything happen with it. Now he'll go back to the inside. Now McGovern going to try that inside line. That might leave an opening here for Harrison. Harrison tries to pick a nose to the outside of McGovern. Oh, Harrison in the wall! Harrison in the wall! Reesinger almost clips him. We're going to have a caution. Oval Track Specialties caution.
Ooh, that's good racing right there.
Knoxville putting on a show here tonight, Dad. Woo!
Shout out to 157, best race I've ever seen him run ever in his career. He's running the race of his life, and up here mixing it up with these guys that win week in and week out. It looks like the 42 might have caught the front end on that one. That's going to be some damage, and he'll only have the time to work on that. That car's for taking a beating here tonight.
It just got in there. Just that cushion is extra. It's pretty hefty here tonight, and he just caught it there and definitely caught the right front. I'm not sure if it broke or if he just decided to maybe lock it down. Dave Reesinger, oh my goodness, just narrowly avoids him. Actually, Dave Reesinger, he will have some damage on that. He clipped the right rear quarter panel. Luckily, could have been a lot worse. Could have ended his night. But he will stay out. Miss Harrison will find his way to the infield for the Elevated Outdoors hot pit in the 42H machine.
That's also the Elevated Outdoors hot pit is he was able to maybe get a little bit of his damage he might have had on that right rear you talked about earlier fixed up. Maybe that'll help him here stick with the pack in that 98 machine.
Yeah, Larry, that's definitely that right rear quarter panel looking a lot more spiffy now in that 98 machine, so they got that fixed up. And he's going to see if he has a little bit more of anything here. See what he can do. See what Dave Riesinger's able to do after having that slight contact there. He'll have a little bit of right rear quarter panel damage. But he will try and rally with these guys. And like you said, huge shout out to the 157 to Dave McGovern. I mean, a huge power move on that slide job and a great clean slide job at that. And really running these guys clean. And somewhere where I thought maybe he could have been a little bit more aggressive, he stayed calm. And he's ran a great race here tonight, and hopefully he can cap it off here with a great finish.
Right now, Dennis Harris is going to have to be careful as he's had 2 cautions charged him, 1 more, and he will be disqualified.
So here we go, Jonathan Spiel. He picks the outside. Inside, David McGovern. Colton Joyner will fire off at turn number 4. Good start for Dave McGovern. He'll look to go to second here on this restart as he rolls down into turn number 1. He'll slide to the middle here. He's going to leave a lane to the outside for Jonathan Spiel, but Jonathan Spiel not enough of a run to close that gap. David McGovern might have found that bottom side. He looks to the inside of Colton Joyner here off of turn number 4. Side by side for the lead. He'll slide into line here. Mike Anderson trying to go to third here on Jonathan Spiel. Dave McGovern, he'll jump up to the outside here. He'll get a good run down off the middle, looking to pick up his first ever Instigators feature win. He'll roll into turns 3 and 4. David McGovern out of turn number 4. He'll lose a little bit of ground there on the 1 star of Colton Joyner, trying to get his feet on him. Here comes Jonathan Spiel back at him. Mike Anderson trying to make it roll on the bottom side. Hasn't been able to make it happen quite yet, but he keeps a nose to the inside of Jonathan Spiel. Mike Anderson, he's one to watch here. He's got that bottom side rolling out of turn number 4. He tries to go to third. Half a cat's whisker that time to Jonathan Spiel, but Mike Anderson takes a peek to the inside, trying to use that 157 as a pick. He'll roll back to the inside. Mike Anderson might have found something on the bottom. There's a catfish on the bottom. It's the 116 of Mike Anderson. He'll go to third that time. McGovern catches a little bit of guardrail there off of turn number 2. No harm, no foul. Mike Anderson now rides in third right now on your back row powder coating podium. He'll go to work for second to the inside of David McGovern. He'll catch a little bit of that berm, trying to hold on. Colton Joyner continues to rip the lip here at Knoxville. He's your leader. McGovern runs second. Anderson, Spiel, they'll go wheel to wheel for third. Mike Anderson now takes a peek to the inside of David McGovern, working into turns 1 and 2. Does McGovern have anything left in the tank for Joyner? Does the 116 have anything for Joyner either? We roll him down into turns 3 and 4. Anderson, he'll slide up to the middle of the racetrack. He'll leave a lane for David McGovern to roll back around the outside. But Mike Anderson has a good amount of grip. Oh, we'll have an oval track specialties caution. Bad news, Brady off the pace. Oh, boy. I see the 80J and the 77 next to each other. We're going to take a look at this one. Action Jack's to the inside. And Nathan Brady. A little bit of contact there.
Oh, and the Hess just squeaks by.
That was close. Oh, Hess just squeaks by. Cripey, that was close, like you said. And I tell you what, Action Jackson, he leans that right rear quarter panel on the left front of Nathan Brady, and I think Nathan Brady just got her side to side and just lost a hold of her there. Got her caught in the steering wheel, maybe, I'm not sure. We'll see here. Out of turn number 4. It's like he just kind of got to sawing on it. Lost where he was at, maybe. Action Jackson just kind of just lays that right rear there. Good hard racing, and Brady not going to be able to hold on to it. We'll take a look here from the 98 machine, and we'll see what he saw as he narrowly avoids this one. Woo! Narrowly avoids that one.
You know, these guys are putting on a show here tonight. It's just racing all over the racetrack, and just really good racing up front. As like you said, Dave McGovern might make a smart move right here as he chooses the inside, where Mike Anderson was making hay on the bottom there, and take Mike's line away here at least for a couple laps and see what happens. But maybe Mike has something up his sleeve on the high side too. So.
Yeah, I saw McGovern had a great bite there on Smeal on that opening restart, jumped up to the top where they had all been. Maybe he'll find this inside line to his liking and try and roll to the lead here. Can Mike Anderson get around him on the outside? No, we're green out of turn number 4. Pretty good start from your second row. Mike Anderson takes a peek to the outside, but he's going to have to roll around the outside. McGovern, he's going to slide to the middle here. He's going to try that bottom side. Look at that bottom side. Good grip off of turn number 2. Mike Anderson tries to pick a nose to the inside, but McGovern has the advantage into turn number 3. Now McGovern, he'll strive to the inside. He'll show the nose to the 1 star here off of turn number 4. 1 star still has it. We'll roll him back down into turns 1 and 2. Mike Anderson rolls to the middle. That bottom line coming to life. Here comes Dave McGovern. He'll pick a nose to the inside of Colton Joyner. Not this time. Down into turns 3 and 4. Dave McGovern, he'll jump back up to the top side. Maybe feels just a little bit comfortable up there, but that lets Mike Anderson, like a shark in water, he'll drop back to the bottom side. Side by side, 4-4 between Smeal and Riesinger off of turn number 2. Here comes Mike Anderson. Mike Anderson will show the nose. We're almost 3 wide for the lead here at Knoxville. Off of turn number 4, McGovern still has second over Anderson.
McGovern would learn. He might have learned something there. He threw that slider line, which comes in and turns 3 and 4 a lot for when we're running supers. And if he's able to throw that slider again, no, he chooses the top side. As you know how in 3 and 4 you can slide across to keep your momentum up coming out of turn 4 at Knoxville.
1 and 2, another great place. This slider line really comes in here at Knoxville, and right now that cushion starting to fall away. As here comes Mike Anderson on the bottom side. McGovern, he gets a good bite down the back straightaway that time to try and hold him off. He'll go all the way up to the top here off of turn number 4. McGovern trying to get his feet under him on the outside. They're dead even for second. Anderson rolls the inside. McGovern has to put the throttle up on the cushion. He'll cowboy up here off of turn number 2. Great battle for second place. Mike Anderson and David McGovern. McGovern trying to get all its worth out on the outside here in the 157. Anderson on the inside. They're dead even. Colton Joyner loves to see him racing behind him as he tries to walk away as sand is running out of the hourglass for both these drivers in second. Mike Anderson now has a small advantage. Here comes Jonathan Spiel rolling the bottom 2. He's trying to throw his hat in the ring here for the back road powder coating podium. McGovern back to the outside cushion. Joyner continues to rip the lip. Bang the boards here tonight in the 1 star. They're side by side off at 2 for second still. Dave McGovern will not quit on the outside, trying to power around the 160 to Mike Anderson. Mike Anderson, he'll roll through the slick there. McGovern, he got a good bite there off of turn number 2 this time. We'll see. Too close to call, really. I mean, neither car has an advantage as they continue to just go tooth and nail Alpha 4 this time. Anderson catches that lip. That could be a little bit of a difference, or dead even at the line. We work lap 55 of 60. Colton Joyner has a pretty good gap on these two as they run for the bridesmaid honors. Good bite there for Mike Anderson out of turn number 4. He's going to have the advantage on the 157 machine by a car length. Does Anderson try and slide up? McGovern catches the concrete. He'll keep his foot on it off of turn 2. Mike Anderson running out of time. He rolls to second now, but he's running out of time for your leader of Colton Joyner. David McGovern on that outside groove, trying to hold on to third to get a word with us up here in the booth. Jonathan Spiel trying to find his way into the podium here tonight. McGovern back to the outside. Here comes Jonathan Spiel on the inside. That's your battle on screen right now. We work lap 58. Colton Joyner. He's led since the pass on Jonathan Spiel. Continues to be ever so consistent up there on that cushion juice, kind of holding the momentum. Side by side for that final back road powder coating podium spot. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. McGovern has it back from the 13 machine and Jonathan Spiel. Out of turn number 4, Spiel racing Designz white flag one more time around for Colton Joyner. Colton Joyner sees the white flag one more time around. Side by side for third right now. Last lap. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Gonna pick up the win here tonight. 60 laps at Knoxville with the HighLine Designz Pro Late Models. That's gonna be Colton Joyner. Second, Mike Anderson. Third place gonna be Dave McGovern over Jonathan Spiel. Dave Racer comes home 5th. Nathan Brady squeaks for a 6th place finish. Larry Hess 7th. Action Jackson 8th. Dennis Harrison the 3rd. Hell relinquished in 9th. 10th place Kirk Hess not making a call here tonight. As McGovern appears to have crashed after the checkered flag with a highly damaged 157. They'll have to make sure they get that sucker put back together as he had a fast hot rod here tonight.
Not going to have the prettiest picture, but he's got a picture.
So we'll get him out of the cars here. What a battle. All night.
Well, we got our winner up here in the booth with us, Colton Joyner. Congratulations on yet another win. You got out front. You didn't see anybody else. You might have thought it was easy, but it wasn't as easy as it looked. I mean, you was out there. You ran a nice smooth line. You got guys that got to you a couple times. Then you seemed like you were able to settle back in and pull back away and cruise to a victory. But car looked really good. And tell us about your night.
Yeah, the biggest thing is starting 4th there, just trying to get past Smeal there, trying to get him past him early there. I knew I had to do a slide job there to get by him there because he's fast in the middle there. Made my way past there. All I did was try to tuck tail and run.
Yeah, well, you did a good job. As I had a couple competitors behind you with Smill there for a while, and then Dave McGovern and Mike Anderson both making a bid up towards there. And every time they seemed like they got close, you was able to go to another gear and get back away from them a little bit. As you probably won there by like 4 or 5 car lengths. So good run there. And who else would you like to thank here tonight?
I'd like to thank you guys for putting this on here, getting close to the end here, sadly, but yeah, also HighLine Designz and everybody else that watches and my family, and yeah, I can't thank you guys enough.
Is that win number 5 or 6 of the season?
I believe that's win number 5.
Number 5. Well, you might be joining us next year by the looks of things. You keep it up, but congratulations there anyway, man, and we will talk back to you here, I'm sure, here in the next couple races.
Thanks.
Mike Anderson coming home in second. Mike, congratulations on a 2nd place finish. Was the guy that probably was the only guy that was really making the bottom work really well as you were able to make some passes and get yourself up there to second, and had a heck of a battle there with the third place finisher McGovern, and good clean racing between you two. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to McGovern. That was some good side-by-side racing, and that was fun to do. So, yeah, kind of find myself going to the bottom just because everybody was follow leader on top, and I had a decent entry at one point. I think I was behind maybe Riesinger, and I was so much faster going in, but I couldn't do anything with it. So I decided to go to the bottom, and it felt pretty good down there. A lot of those laps, it just felt like I was kind of driving a streetcar, just kind of turning with the track. But watching, the competition beside me and holding my own, I decided to stay there, and it ended up working out. It was a real fun race, and we'll take second to Joyner any week.
Well, yeah, and like it's funny you mentioned driving a street cars. These cars sometimes, the way they have rear steer in the car, and the car does a lot of the work for you, and it's really working. And sometimes it does just feel like you're driving a street car, but that's the fast way around the racetrack. And when you're on the bottom, and you got to be smooth, and you got to carry speed on the bottom through the center, that's what you need to do, and you were doing it there tonight.
Yeah, it felt real good. If I could hit it every lap, it was a fine line to where it felt great. But if I could hit it, boy, it just kind of drove itself, and it felt slow. It didn't feel like I was technically racing, but it was definitely fast. So, yeah, happy with the outcome, and congratulations to Joyner. And like I said earlier, good racing with McGovern tonight.
All right, Mike, who else would you like to thank here before we move on?
HighLine's Designz for sure for any of the wraps that I come up with. He's always more than willing to make me a wrap. And then obviously everybody that helps in the league, especially you guys, Tyler and Chad for putting it on, and everybody that helps make it go through. And then obviously to all the drivers, make it what it is today. I look forward to it every Tuesday, and practice throughout the week when I have a chance, and only for this. Really don't do anything else on the PC besides this. So thanks to all you guys for something to do. Look forward to it, and we'll see everybody back here next week.
Well, thank you, Mike, 'cause you're one of the guys, one of the original 8 that was in this league, and we appreciate everything you do and what you brought to this league.
Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, moving back to third, a big congratulations to Dave McGovern and his first podium finish here at the Instigators League. Great race, Dave. You made the move of the race, that one slider you did for 2. What a power move. Tell us a little bit about your race and if your hands are shaking and how you feel.
First off, you're lucky I got third because I couldn't have been ready to talk for first. My legs are numb, my hands are numb. I never thought I'd be up here, so
Well, it was
I trying to race everybody cleaner. Anderson and Smill, that was really fun racing with them tonight.
well, you look like one of the pros up there tonight. I mean, you made some really, really good power moves when you were able to make power moves. Nothing dirty about it at all. It was some really good racing. Whenever you and Smill and you and Anderson side by side, probably over half that race, and you were able to make some really good moves and come home on your first podium. That's got to build some confidence for you moving on into the future.
Yeah, I gotta get a little bit. I'm slow on the starts because I'm not trying to figure the setups out, which I got to give a shout out to Larry and Kirk. They help a lot. Riesinger and Harris gets on to practices with us, and my brother Colton. Special shout out to Jimbo Reese. He's always willing to get on to run a track in for us. So that helps. It's just figuring the cars out, and getting cleaner. I wanted to be able to race around guys because didn't do very good at the beginning of the season.
Well, there was nothing wrong with how you ran at night, and here you are up on your first podium. So, congratulations to that. Who else? Anybody else you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank CJ and Tucker. I'd like to Alexis and Braylon always. CJ let me put the rig in the bedroom, so that's awesome. Like I said, Kirk, Larry, everybody else that gets on in practice. I'd like to thank you guys for putting this on. I never thought I could get worked up this much. Like you don't even know. I can barely even talk right now.
Yeah.
Just everybody involved. Kevin, Smill for all the stats and everything he does. It's just everybody. It's a good bunch of guys, and everybody let me learn, and I'm on a podium somehow.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, you've had a few tough weeks of bad luck, nothing of your doing. So it's nice to see you up here with a good run and to have a finish that you deserve.
Yep. Special shout out to my mom, Michaela, for watching every week.
Good deal. All right, Dave, I'm sure we'll see you up here again, and we're going to get ready to do some big block modified action here shortly, right after a short intermission.
Yeah, we'll be right back here in just in a short few minutes here for the KDJ Etched Designz big block modifieds. They're looking to go 60 laps themselves, as we'll get them fired up and into the pits, and we will see you all back here in just a few short moments for big block modified action. Alrighty, we are back here with the KDJ Etched Designz Big Block Modifieds on track now at Cedar Lake. We make the appearance back to Cedar Lake, this time with the Modifieds and not the Pro Late Models. A quick time right now, that's going to be the 57C of Colton Groves. He goes quick time right now here at Cedar Lake. Second quick right now, that's going to be Orvis Newcomb in the 66N. Orvis Newcomb, he picked up a win here earlier in the year. His one and only win so far this year was here at Cedar Lake Speedway. So Newcomb trying to capitalize on that as he's only 6 thousandths off that pace. Byron Meeks, he's third quick right now. Cody Buck sits fourth, and the Bundurf Warrior sits fifth.
Ryan Patton pulling in late here as he just now hasn't made a lap yet, but I see he's in here, so late entry here into the pits as he's getting the car unloaded and trying to make it out for some laps.
I'll tell you what, quite the... What was that?
I said the 53P does finally make it out there with 6-7 minutes left in here in hot laps.
Definitely going to be interesting to see. Your season comes down. These guys here with the Big Block Modifieds, their season here with the KDJ Big Blocks has come down to Cedar Lake, and that's maybe a track that maybe some of these guys are a little bit afraid of. Is it's a track that's hard to pass. It's hard to a lot of hurt feelings. And I mean, of course, we end the season coming up here at Eldora in 2 weeks, but definitely a track that could have some trouble for some drivers to try and gain those wholesale points on the next.
Yes, I'm not sure right now just how far Patton is behind. Try to take a look here.
Yeah, he really closed that gap, and then we've kind of seen that gap kind of start to fill back out now. So
yeah, right now Ryan Patton, as Byron Meeks has 10 wins on here. What a dominant season!
Wow.
Patton has 3, Cody Buck 3, and Orvis Newcomb 1, and that's your winners here in this division. But Patton, even with his average finish still being as good as Byron's, as a second place average, even with 3 wins, he is only 15 points behind your points leader. So definitely well within reach yet for a points championship. Is that the way the points work around here? It's about, other than your top spot, every position is about 3 points. So he's only about 5 spots away from tying him back up. So one bad night for Byron, and that puts Patton right back into catbird seat. So no room for slack for Meeks, even with his 10 wins, as Patton has been as consistent can be, and that's kept him in this points race.
Definitely not over here with the KDJ Etched Designz Big Block Modifieds, and it's crazy to think that Byron Meeks 10 wins on the season, Ryan Patton 3 wins on the season, and those guys are only separated by 15 points here with 3 races left in the running. So it's just a matter of finishing up front and not having a bad night. I don't think Patton's really had a really bad night, and I know Meeks, he struggled a couple places. And
yeah, I'm not sure if Patton has finished worse than 3rd this season.
I don't think so.
Well, we're down to our last couple of minutes here, Tyler. We'll get ready to do some heat race action.
Yeah, definitely heat race action. It's creeping up on us here as we've got about two and a half minutes left of hot lap action as these drivers continue to burn this track in just a little bit. Colton Probes, he'll sit high on the charts here. He'll be quick timed in hot laps. And I tell you what, that driver in that 57C, he's been trying to get a word with us all year. He's got 3 races to make it happen. Right now, looking pretty quick here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. And had a little conversation with him in the pits, just kind of think maybe a tire compound or what we would probably consider a tire compound decision in the realm of iRacing with the air pressures, and just kind of car went away on him there. He's trying to learn, and as he's a rookie here, and he's picked it up pretty fast here in that 57C machine. So we'll see here for 60 laps if he tries to maybe keep the tires under him a little bit more, pick a different compound. We'll see.
I'll be curious to see if anybody can roll the bottom here, as it's a predominantly top dominant racetrack. But Kirk Hess last week in the pro lates was able to get a second place podium finish running the bottom. So I'll be curious to see what happens here this week in these modifieds, if anybody's able to roll the bottom and make something happen.
Yeah, that was something I was not expecting last week, is that 46 machine never come off the bottom and was able to hold true compared to the other drivers who continue to hammer that top. I mean, it's such a top dominant racetrack here. Oh, his Colton Probes just died on the exit of the racetrack as he barrel rolls it multiple times. As we've got about 10 seconds left of practice, but we will, yeah, like you said, definitely have to see if anybody can find that bottom. I saw Colton Probes rolling it there in hot laps. We'll see if he elects to run that bottom or if he elects to maybe try and roll to that outside groove. Just a track that's normally top dominant, but these modifieds can get a little shifty, so we'll have to see where that momentum is working best for him and see where they maneuver.
All right, Tyler, on the pole of this, out of State College in the 43, we got Chris Gormont. Outside of him with 3 wins into 29B, that'll be Cody Buck. Cody Buck's out of Phillipsburg, PA.
Inside row number 2 in the 50-17, that's going to be the Mundurf Warrior. Out of Mundurf, PA, that's going to be Todd Bailey. Outside him in the 66N. Out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, picked up a win here when we were here earlier in the year. His one and only win so far this season. Trying to pick up another one here in the 66N. That's going to be Orvis Newcomb. Out of turn number 4, Christopher Gormont. He'll control the pacer, try to turn him loose here out of turn number 4. We'll let him roar here down into turn number 1. Good start for Christopher Gormont. We'll see if he'll roll right around the tires there. Those taller 3 try to go to the outside. We're going to run out of room. Cody Buck will shoot to the lead. Cody Buck around the outside. He'll shoot to the lead. Here comes the Mundurf Warrior on the inside. Orvis Newcomb trying to get it rolling on the outside. Orvis Newcomb, he'll drive it in deep into the corner, right up to the back bumper of the 29B machine. Here comes the Mundurf Warrior to the inside. Side by side for second now, out of turn number 4. 3 cars under a blanket here in heat race number 1 with the KDJ Etched Designz Big Block Modifieds. Cody Buck leads it. Orvis Newcomb from 4th to 2nd in the 66 in. Does he have anything to cook up for the 29B machine? Todd Bailey will look back to the inside of Orvis Newcomb. Not going to make it happen quite yet. Orvis Newcomb all over the back end of the 29B. Into turn number 3. Does Orvis Newcomb have anything up his sleeve to try and get around Cody Buck? Out of turn number 4. Orvis Newcomb, he'll drive to the rear bumper. He'll roll a little bit lower this time through 1 and 2. Cody Buck gets a better bite off of the corner. Newcomb will lose a little ground there. Newcomb pitching that car in the corner. Down the front straightaway. These laps click off a lot quicker here than Knoxville as we roll him out of turn number 2. Orvis Newcomb catches a handful of concrete that time. He'll hold it up off. He'll lose a little ground. Cody Buck trying to hold off the charge at 66 end of Orvis Newcomb. Into turns 3 and 4. Spiel Racing Designz. White flag one more time around. Cody Buck catches the concrete. Here comes Orvis Newcomb. Can he throw a slide jump into 1? Spiel Racing Designz. White flag side by side for the lead out of turn 2. Cody Buck back to the lead. Final times through 3 and 4. Newcomb will slide in out of turn number 4. Heat race number 1 with the KDJ Etched Designz Big Blocks. We'll go to Cody Buck. 2nd, Orvis Newcomb. 3rd will go to Todd Bailey. And 4th to Christopher Gormans.
I think the 66 had a little faster car, but once he got to him, man, just like this place, is what's his top dominant. It's you kind of stalemate out there and don't really have anything you can do, and that's what makes it tough. As the top will get more razor thin throughout the race, and some of the bottom may come back in or slider lines, and it'll slow up a little bit. Makes the pass a little more plausible, but right now it's pretty tough.
Yeah, here at Cedar Lake, it just you kind of got 2 options when you catch a guy on the top and you're a little quicker. You either follow him or slide him, and that's about the only 2 options you got. Is it makes it pretty hard to get around somebody here.
Already on the pole to number 9, he hails out of Du Bois. That is John Smill, one of our rookies here in this division. Outside of him, trying to fight his way back into the points contention at 53P, that's going to be Ryan Patton. He is out of Brockway.
Inside row number 2, that's going to be your points leader in the 25 machine, the many names. That's going to be Dippy Byron Meeks in the 25 machine. He's your points leader out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Outside of him in the 57C, that's going to be Colton Probes out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. He's one of your rookies here also with the KDJ Etched Designz Big Block Modifieds. I tell you what, this could be important points here in this heat race. We'll see where Byron Meeks levels out, where Ryan Patton's able to get to. That outside line was a little bit better last heat race. We'll see as we roll him off into turn 1 and 2. Meeks tries to look low into turn number 1. He'll shove the 9 machine up the racetrack. John Spill, he'll fall back. Wholesale ground. Ryan Patton, he'll go to the point. Out of turn number 2. We'll roll him off here. Lap number 1. That's going to go to Ryan Patton. 2nd place now, Colton Probes. He runs in 2nd. Byron Meeks, he'll fall back to 3rd. So Ryan Patton, your leader. Colton Probes runs 2nd. He is going to go under fire from Byron Meeks. He'll look to the middle groove. That outside line just a little bit better. Ryan Patton, he's already up to the cushion. He's beating the boards down. You just see when you're up on the cushion, you're able to make that outside just be faster. I mean, right now, Colton Probes leaving a little bit on the table out there as he runs just a little bit lower than that cushion. That lets Byron Meeks work to his inside and make that bottom a plausible line. But you see Ryan Patton up there on the cushion, just a little bit more of a veteran driver in that 53P machine. It just gets a little bit more and something that Meeks probably won't be able to work around. But right now, trying to go to work to 2nd on the 57C of Colt Probes. Colt Probes not going to be denied, though. He'll try and hold him here on the outside. Trying to find that cushion. Not be able to find it quite yet as the 25 going to work around him to the inside. Now we'll grab a handful there off at turn number 2. We'll get a big run, but Meeks, he'll close the door there. So Byron Meeks, he'll close the door now. Colton Probes, he'll go to the inside. Side by side, a little bit of right side. Romance will caper straight. Ryan Patton now has a pretty considerable lead. Here comes Colton Probes back to the inside, trying to make that inside work as well. The Spiel Racing Designz white flag for Ryan Patton out of turn number 4. White flag one more time for Ryan Patton. He'll roll down into turns 1 and 2. He'll grip the lip, spank the horse down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. He'll be starting outside front row here tonight. He'll gain a point here on Byron Meeks as he'll win heat race number 2 with the KDJ X9 Big Block Modified. Second, Byron Meeks. Third to Colton Probes. And fourth to John Smith. As the sun will set, we'll get ready to go 60 laps.
Byron Meeks having to go to the tail of the field, which will not an easy place to pass and work your way up through and stay out of trouble. So he's got his work cut out for him tonight, and Patton's going to be able to start on the front row. So this points battle could be shaping up after tonight's event, but we'll just have to see how it shakes down here.
Yeah, definitely a huge thing there. Meek's able to gather some points there last week, but has to find his way to the rear of the field tonight here at Cedar Lake, and like you said, no small task to get it done from the rear of the field. We saw Dennis Harrison; he got it done, but I tell you what, he didn't make many friends that night. And if Byron Meeks is going to try and keep his car clean and find his way to the front of the field, he's got 60 laps to do it. So we'll see what he can do in that 25 machine, but he's going to have a tough time.
Yeah, and really, this place, without caution, 60 laps isn't really that many. It sounds like a lot, but when you're trying to work people over and the leaders are in clean air, it just seems like forever. And it makes it tough to come up through from the back, and when everybody else is in the line you want to be in. As we'll wait for him to shuffle back before we do our lineup, makes it a little easier.
Oh. Orvis Newcomb, he caught the dig right there on the front straightaway.
Yeah, I guess he did. Thought he was going to park it up on the 29B.
Alrighty, so the 25 machine, he'll shuffle his way back. Go ahead and start us off here on the front row, Dad.
All right, speaking of the 29B, that is Cody Buck. Cody Buck out of Phillipsburg. Outside of him, in the 53P, looking to make up some points tonight. Out of Brockway will be Ryan Patton.
Inside row number 2 in the 66N out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. That's going to be Orvis Newcomb. 1 win on the year. It came here at Cedar Lake trying to pick up another one. Outside of him in the 57C. That's going to be Colton Probes out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania.
Inside your third row to 57T, the Mundorf Warrior out of Mundorf will be Todd Bailey. Outside him, number 9 will be John Schmiel. He's out of DuBois.
Rounding out your field out of State College, Pennsylvania. In the 43 machine, that's going to be Christopher Gorman. Outside of him, your points leader in the 25 machine from the tail here tonight. That's going to be Byron Meeks out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Here we go. 60 laps on tap here tonight at Cedar Lake. We're going to turn them loose into turn number 1. Side by side, wheel to wheel out of turn number 2 here. Meeks right over the steering. You got a good bite on the bottom. Looked to go to the lead there early. Didn't make it happen. Huge slide job from the 29B. Orvis Newcomb trying to take advantage on the bottom. Who's going to lead lap number 1? Newcomb likes this racetrack. He rolls around the bottom. Cody Buck out of whack. Newcomb to the point here early. Orvis Newcomb rolls the bottom. He's got to try and get up to that outside groove. Cody Buck leaves that door open right now. Orvis Newcomb rolls the bottom right now. Cody Buck trying to get his feet back under him on the outside, having a little trouble early in this one. Newcomb, how long does he leave that door open before he closes it?
I can't believe he hasn't closed it yet, Tyler. He must feel really good down there as he is making some good laps, man.
Here comes Cody Buck, though.
Yeah. Newcomb needs to move up the racetrack.
Orvis Newcomb running out of time. I can't believe it. I can't believe Orvis Newcomb is not taking that advantage on that start as here comes Cody Buck wrecking the lip. He'll catch the concrete there.
Where is his signal stick guy, man?
They're pointing up down in the infield, but he is rolling the bottom. Right now, Cody Buck trying to get it working, but I tell you what, right now that bottom not too bad, but I just don't know if that's the safe way around right now. Here comes Cody Buck on that outside groove. Cody Buck now trying to make some hay. He's starting to close in on that 66N. I tell you what, Orvis Newcomb might not be making the decision he wants here. He's rolled the bottom good early. Here comes Cody Buck back to the outside. Orvis Newcomb left that door open for 8 laps, and that was going to be 8 laps too many. As now Cody Buck, after getting a little bit of heat in them tires, he's going to roll back around the outside of Orvis Newcomb. So Newcomb, he'll drop back to second here after having a great restart. Thought maybe he's going to put himself in a position here, but he'll continue to roll that bottom here early. Ryan Patton going to try and sidestep him as well. We'll see here that time. He just tries to roll the middle there, but here comes Ryan Patton trying to take advantage on the outside. Newcomb now catches the peg tire hard. He'll lose second place like that. He'll drop back to third. After a dominant run, got picked up a feature win here on the top a couple weeks ago. He decides to run the bottom now and move up after he drops to third here. So now Newcomb will ride on the back road powder coating podium right now. Byron Meeks up to fourth here on only lap 12 of this feature. So Cody Buck now leads after getting his feet under him. He had a little trouble there early in this one, but now has his feet under him in that 29B machine, trying to find that rhythm. Ryan Patton now drops to the bottom side, maybe trying to find a little something, but I just think that bottom's already gone now as we start to see all those cars that were on the bottom back up to the cushion. Meeks trying to roll through the middle already, finding a good foothold in this feature, trying to get to a podium spot here and try and run down that 53P of Ryan Patton. Newcomb catches the concrete there a little bit. Byron Meeks not able to capitalize quite yet. Orvis Newcomb trying to get it rolling up on that outside groove. Newcomb continues to rip the lip over the 25 machine of Byron Meeks. Ryan Patton runs second. Come under for your in the 57T. He's back there in fifth. Colton Probst, John Smeo, Christopher Gormat. That's your lineup right now as they run lap number 18. As, Dad, we start to see that little bit of a train race we talked about here at Cedar Lake as that topside becomes ever so dominant here at Cedar.
Yes, it does. And the biggest thing here is mistakes. When you're running that razor thin edge like that, a lot of times one or two guys will make that mistake, and you need to be there to capitalize on it. And that's kind of the game here. And sometimes if everybody runs that top long enough, you'll burn her down enough where you can make another move on the bottom, especially on restarts. But, man, when it gets strung out and you got momentum rolling, you're better off just going there and trying to help burn that top off for the first half of that race.
And that they're done, and we're almost starting to get close to halfway as we work lap 23 already here in this one. Byron Meeks took a look there at Orvis Newcomb for just a second, didn't make it happen, and now Orvis Newcomb, he's rolled back up on the rear end of the 53P. We'll see if Patton goes to the top this time. Yes, he will. He had been running the bottom in 3 and 4 there, and I think that time he heard the 66N pull to the rear bumper, decided to maybe try and scooch up there, keep it a little bit safer as Newcomb now rips the lip here in the 66N after running the bottom here early. Maybe starting to wonder as now he's stuck behind that 53P machine that he had cleared earlier in the races. He's got to now try and find a way around him, and we know how that is here at Cedar Lake. Lap traffic now becomes a factor as the 29B. He'll drop to the bottom side. He'll dispose of the 43 machine of Christopher Gormont. He'll roll back up to the outside. Now Ryan Patton, Orvis Newcomb, Byron Meeks, they'll have to deal with the lap traffic of the 43 machine. This is where it could get dicey. Lap traffic, a big part of passing here at Cedar Lake.
Those mistakes, like I was talking to, Buck caught the wall and almost put his right front into it. It was really close, almost disaster for the leader in this race.
Oh, right there, Orvis Newcomb. Huge lift for the 43 machine of Christopher Gormont. That's going to let Byron Meeks, excuse me, he'll shut the door on Orvis Newcomb. He'll go to third. So huge pick there like we were just talking about. Just Byron Meeks, he's kind of ran to the middle there. Not sure if Newcomb didn't quite see the 43 machine and got caught up behind him there. Got used as a pick, and now Byron Meeks finds himself on that back road powder coating podium as he runs third to the 53P of Ryan Patton. And like you said, Cody Buck, he just continues to run that razor thin line. We've seen it get away from him before in that 29B machine. We'll see if he can keep it under him here tonight. Ryan Patton, he'll look to the inside there. Oh, we're going to see maybe one of these guys go. A little bit of contact between Meeks and Newcomb. Newcomb just ever so fast on that cushion right now, but unfortunately, he's just got shuffled back here. He has nowhere to go. Ryan Patton goes to the bottom side. I think that's going to be big time mistake here as Byron Meeks is going to roll to the outside. Newcomb in the wall there down the front straightaway. Some valuable points that Ryan Patton maybe didn't want to give up as there goes the 25 to his outside. And he's going to lose second place to Byron Meeks. Orvis Newcomb now out of striking distance in that 66 end as Patton move up here back to the outside, or does he run the bottom? He continues to run that bottom side and just not enough down there. Oh, Newcomb catches the concrete hard. He's in the wall. He'll drive off of it. He's still in the wall down the back straightaway. Newcomb will lose wholesale ground on Ryan Patton as he jumps back up into third. Newcomb now, unfortunately, going to have to pick his hat back up, try and throw it in the ring later here as he'll get back to ripping the lip here off of turn number 2. He'll drop back to that 4th place position. So now Patton runs in third. Meeks all the way from the tail now working in second. Cody Buck not running away from him, about a straightaway ahead in the 29B machine. As Christopher Gormont now in danger of going a second lap down in the 43 machine. So run his race here down the front straightaway. 29B, he'll slot to the bottom side. As he'll put another lap on the 43 machine of Christopher Gormont. Meeks and Patton to the inside of Christopher Gormont off of turn number 4. Next car to go a lap down in the sights of Cody Buck. That's both John Smeal and Colton Probes as they run close together right now. That's your battle back here for the 6th and 7th place position. As Cody Buck trying to run them down in the 29B machine. As Meeks and Patton both trying to reel in that lead car of Cody Buck as Meeks is right up against the fence. Patton trying to find a lane through the middle here, making it work so far. That slider line maybe starting to come in 3 and 4, 1 and 2. Still seems to be right around the lip. As those drivers will all go to the lip in 1 and 2 as per usual. 3 and 4 maybe starting to try and wide out. Right, you see Ryan Patton try and work the middle groove here. He'll grab a sliver of that grip, and you can tell that way that car rolls up off of turn 4. That slider line starting to come in here for these big block modifies, but they're running out of laps. Meeks to the outside, he catches the concrete. This can be Patton's chance to take a peek to the inside. He will. Could we see a slide jump into 1? Meeks won't let him. Meeks will rip the lip, try and keep that 53P at bay. Ryan Patton wants to go back to the inside. Meeks will shut the door. Meeks will shut the door on Ryan Patton. He saw that lane that he was using, and now Ryan Patton has shown his hand, and it's going to be hard for him to find a way around the 25 machine of Byron Meeks. Meeks goes back to the top. He'll leave that lane open for Patton. Good racing between those two. Patton looks back to the inside. Now to turn number 2. That outside continues to just be ever so much better in 1 and 2. Patton's found that little bit in 3 and 4, but it's just hard to complete a pass unless you throw a Hail Mary down here in 1 and 2, as that outside cushion will carry you around the outside. As we're within 10 laps to go now here with the KDJ Etched Design Big Block Modifieds, but Cody Buck has caught lap traffic. Cody Buck in lap traffic. You can't make a mistake. We work lap 52. Those two drivers run the bottom. Cody Buck, does he try and slot around the outside of John Smeal? Not yet. Ryan Patton to the inside for second. You got to think Ryan Patton's got to be thinking he's got to cook up a slider into turn 1 and 2. We'll see here. Now Meeks tries to run that lane. He's trying to cut down that 53P. He does pretty good there. Cody Buck stuck behind lap traffic, not sure where to go. We work lap 54. Here comes Patton to the inside off of 2 that time. Side by side here. Lap car in leader. They're starting to rail in the 29B as he's having trouble getting around your 2 back markers here out of turn 2. He'll leave a lane. John Spiel leaves the lane for Cody Buck. So Cody Buck, he'll roll 3 wide middle out of turn number 4. Leave a lane for Colton Probst. Good move by Cody Buck to dispose of those 2 lap cars, and that might have been all she wrote for him, as he now has 2 lap cars between him and second and third place as those 2 drivers continue to go to battle. Meeks, Patton going to try and slice their way through now. Cody Buck catches a handful of concrete. Oh, we're almost 3 wide here with the lap traffic. There's contact. Patton going to try and go lower than both of them. That might be all she wrote. We're almost 3 wide down the front straightaway. Meeks, he'll try and go 3 wide middle. Ryan Patton, he's going to try and cook up a run here off the corner. Oh, as he's going to get toward by John Spiel. Lap down, and that's going to be all it is for Ryan Patton. I think he's going to lose contest on the 25 machine of Byron Meeks. Cody Buck still has a pretty good gap over second place runner. It's a Spiel Racing Designz white flag. One more time around for Cody Buck. He took the lead after Orvis Newcomb left the door open early on lap number 8. And he'll roll down through 3 and 4. And he will pick up another one here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Cody Buck wins with the KDJ Etched Designs Big Block. Second place, Byron Meeks. Third, Ryan Patton, as those two will wreck across the line. Fourth place, Orvis Newcomb. Todd Bailey, 5th. Colton Probst, 6th. John Smeal, 7th. And Christopher Gormont comes home in 8th. And I'm going to make a bold prediction that the 25 machine of Byron Meeks is going to be your Newcomb Automotive Hard Charger of the race. Not sure if we mentioned it, but I do believe the Newcomb Automotive Hard Charger of the Pro late models was actually Bad News Brady, as he was up 4 spots from 10th to 6th. So a little bit late, but congratulations to Nathan Brady on being the Newcomb Automotive Hard Charger, and Byron Meeks picks up those honors here tonight with the KDJ Etched Designs Big Block Modifieds.
Yeah, just like in typical fashion, Cedar Lake, when it finally gets completely black from top to bottom, starts to get racy, slider lines, little patches of grip, and became a good race there in the last 15 laps. Lap traffic came into play, and just didn't go Patton's way, but it was a good race. All right, guys, we're up here in the pits with us. Cody Buck brings home another win here this season. Had a little bit of a rough start first few laps, got your feet back under and never looked back, and got up there on the top, rode it out. Pretty much almost a flawless race, got into the wall a little wee bit once or twice, but other than that, pretty much just dominated this race, and congratulations.
Thank you, Chad.
Anything you'd like to talk about this race? Tell us about your race a little bit.
I I didn't feel good there at the start, and I was off to I just felt like it didn't have much grip there, and then once my tires started warming up and coming under me, it kind of took off on me.
Yeah, if you'd had a rear view mirror, you'd have saw the battles were heating up behind you. There were some good battles behind you, but maybe at the end they were able to start uh, making a little ground up on you. Not sure if you were just being careful in lap traffic or not, but you had a big enough lead it didn't really matter. And congratulations on another win. I think that's 4 on the year. Who would you like to thank here tonight?
You guys for putting this on every Tuesday. It's always a great time coming in here. Everybody races clean. Doesn't matter. You can be side by side with anybody in here, and it's always good, fun, clean racing.
All right, man. Well, I'm sure we'll see you up here again in the next couple of weeks. There's only 2 races left, and congratulations once again.
All right, thank you, Chad.
All right, moving on down to second. Drake Beats had to start at the back, had to be very cautious on his way up through, pick and choose your moves. You did a great job getting up through there. You made the right moves at the right time. Congratulations on second place.
Yeah, thank you. It was definitely fun racing through the field. You know, me and Orvis raced side by side for a while. Todd, Patton. I mean, it sucks being a top dominant track as it is, but hopefully it gets a little slicker next week with 65 laps, and we have a better car to compete with at the end there.
Yeah, it definitely looked like great at the very end, and the track started to get more racy. It's just one of those tracks. That's how it is. You've got to push the cushion up till it pretty much disappears before it really gets racy. That's just the nature of Cedar Lake. But you guys still put on a good show, and you got some really good side by side battles, like you said. And some guys were trying different lines, and you take advantage of that. And you made a good run, and you did. What I saw, the difference maker was in lap traffic. You made some really good decisions that helped you out too.
Yeah, definitely setting the cars up as picks. I mean, I know Patton was right there on my inside, and changed my lineup a little bit to hold him back a little bit to keep his momentum down. And thankfully, the lap cars played a big factor in that one, and it allows me to keep my point lead.
All right, man. Congratulations on a second. And anybody else you'd like to thank here tonight before we move?
You guys, like always, for putting this show on every week, and all these guys for racing each other side by side, clean, and having fun like every week we do.
All right, man. Well, I'm sure we'll see you back here again, and 2 more weeks to hold on to that point lead.
All righty. Thank you, guys.
Ryan Patton moving on down here to third place. I got to give you credit. You were the one guy that kept trying different lines. Sometimes it paid, sometimes it didn't. But there at the end, I think you had a line figured out that was really fast. You just hard to complete that pass here. But another podium finish and another good finish for you.
Yep. I definitely made a mistake going to the bottom early. The whole way around. Whenever Meeks got around me, I thought he was possibly running a different line. He was gaining on me a little bit, so I figured I'd try something different, maybe take his away. But yeah, when I moved to that middle line in 3 and 4 and riding the rim in 1 and 2, I mean, I definitely think that I could have went back up to the front.
Yeah, that's something you can take away as we have more laps another 15 laps next week. You guys do, and you can take away from that tonight and go back and watch the videos, and maybe not saying you were running the wrong lines, but maybe the wrong lines at the wrong time, and you might be able to change that up just a little bit on timing, and maybe find yourself in victory lane next week.
Yep, I already know what got me all out of whack, and I'm just gonna bite my tongue on that one. So.
All right, man. Well, anybody you'd like to thank here tonight?
Yep, you guys and everybody in this league. It was definitely a fun race. Just real frustrating when the same thing happens multiple times a year.
All righty, man. Well, congratulations on the top 3 once again, and I'm sure we'll see you back here next week.
Yep, thanks, guys.
All right, Tyler. Well, that pretty much closes it out.
Yeah, that'll end us off for our first 2 races of the evening. We still got one more on tap here after another brief short intermission, as we've got super late models on tap here tonight at Volusia. So I'm sure you're just peppy to get on down in your race car.
Well, I mean, the car was good last time here. It might not be any good this time. We're going to find out.
Yeah, I'll be coming from the tail, so I'm sure I won't see you, but I wish you luck, and we'll see what happens here as we'll switch over to Mike and Smeal here, and we'll get ready to go 70 laps here with the Harrison Brothers Welding and Fabrication Super Late models.